Welcome back to One Last Turn and the Alchemy Factory One Plot Challenge. This is episode 6 that we are on. Last time we did transformation potions and we started looking into maybe doing some better things about our sand setup that we have down here because these aren't automatable right now. There's and we got some new grinders as well. So we built a little machine upstairs. I'll show you in a bit. If you didn't watch the last episode, obviously, of course, you should go watch that one. But if you don't have time, I'll show you the machine, obviously, when we're gonna use it here in a little bit. After we fix the glass and the brick setup, we are gonna move into bronze and copper stuff because it's needed for the furtherment of level 6, but it's also needed for stackable crucibles, which are going to be really nice. Um, Once we get those, we can compact some of our builds. Let's start off though by viewing our quests. We have one dude for today, steel gears. Let's get the steel gears out of the way, or at least see how many we have. 24, okay. Let's just dump some of our stuff in there. Clean up our inventory a little bit. I think we should probably look into upgrading our inventory. Just need some wooden pulleys, so let's grab some off of a belt while we're working. This is our sand setup here. It's got 3 grinders on each side being fed from these purchasing portals back here. So each build out the front is going to be one full build of sand, and it's stackable in the height, so we can have 4 builds. I think we can even have it stacked 3 times, so we can have 6 builds on a single floor, and that would be really neat. But for now, 2 builds is going to be enough for what we have down here. Let's take out the sand production and see what what we can do with the stuff here. This seems good. Just want to make sure that we aren't accidentally getting something in the height as well and killing stuff on the second floor. 176 objects seems to be somewhat reasonable. Let's see what's in our bag here. Just some excess glass. Let's get rid of our sand and coal. There we go. Now we have a little bit more room to work with. I'm not sure. Maybe we want to move the... So maybe I was thinking maybe we would want to move the iron and the nails to be further this way. But maybe what we want to do is we want to swap these two. Take the iron, put it down here, and then also take, because I'm thinking I'd want to take this sand and put it in this square here. It is quite a bulky block. Let's do that. We'll just get rid of this, and then we can take this part here, which is the brick making together with the charcoal making part. If we cut that and put it here in the middle just for now. Do we have some stuff we can get rid of? It is gonna be really nice with that more space. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So we can take our iron here and we can move it. Are we gonna need more space for the... I don't think so for the money setup, at least not for now. So let's put that there and let's just make a little box so we can store some stuff, some excess stuff, so we have some room in our inventory to work with. And then we can get our purchasing portals there and there. And we have a bunch of excess iron. What should we do with that? I think we're just gonna toss it. It's too much work for not that much, I feel. Let's set this up for iron. We'll set this up for iron as well. And that should be good to go there. And how did this work? We have iron coming out here. So let's get one of these guys for making the nails, and we can just feed that in here, and let's get a few boxes down as well. There we go, that's the iron setup, and we can get rid of all of this excess stuff. Neat. And what are we missing here? We are missing for this to flow, and we do have some coal coke that we can just feed in there immediately. So that should be our iron setup, and then we can take our first of all, we're not gonna need let's just leave that for now. We can take our sand machine and bring it downstairs. So let's cut that. And we have a few options, or we have two options really. We can put it like this, and sand comes out the front, and we'll have to route it kind of awkwardly, but this will buffer less money. Or we can take it out like this. I think I'm leaning towards this, even though it buffers slightly more money. It does seem like the cleaner solution. Throw some money in there. We haven't set these purchasing portals yet. I think that's fine. Did we make this into a blueprint though? Don't think so. These are some of my old ones. Let's just make it into a blueprint. This part. That way we can stack it and all sorts of stuff if we want. So if we just, I think if we confirm it, and then we can save as a blueprint, 2 belts, rock, rock, crush plus grind. Maybe that's the play, and we can maybe get, oh, it's only items. Let's just get a rock. Okay, we're not gonna do that anyways. Okay, so we got 2 belts of sand running here. Let's just, we can set this up to do limestone. It's not gonna cost us that much money. And we can also get rid of some of this, but it doesn't matter because it's already buffered, so we'll be fine. Okay, we need to, for one of them, we just need to smelt it. We just need to smelt it. So we need a heating device. And on top of that, we want one of these. Maybe we want to turn it another way though, is what I'm thinking. It's probably fine. So we just take this, can put it like this. That is as straight a line as is possible. Really neat, not that efficient with regards to space. Big empty space here, but this will make us our glass. Once we get some coal coke in there. But this way we don't have any buffering of glass. We do want that. So let's throw in a box, move this one forward, set this up here, and we can just change out the goods. Now we've got glass running continuously. Then is the more tricky part. We still need one of these and one of these. We need bricks, which need clay. So how is it that we have this set up over here? So the clay comes from sand and charcoal. How did our day go? 50k from the transmutation potions. That is... Oh no, I forgot about the steel and the quest. God damn it. Oh well. Guess we lost out on that one. Oh, this is a new update. Sweet. I didn't know this was quality of life that they added, but we got profit counter now, so we don't have to do the math ourselves. That's really nice. +6 silver without any quests is, I mean, it's sustainable. Quite upsetting that we didn't get to do the quest though. Gonna really have to try and remember. Anyways, we need this charcoal set up. We need there to be an assembler here. Don't think we need to stack clay itself. Actually, maybe we do a little bit. I think we might actually need to do that a little bit. It is used in some machines. So let's move that back once. And we can have a box in here. Okay. Now is the question. So we can do this for getting our sand here. So that's not that difficult. But then we need the charcoal powder, and we need to have a stack. We're probably gonna have to move stuff around a little bit. If we take this and move it over here. this. Okay, so that should still be fine for sand. And then we will take that this way. Okay. So that should be fine there. And then, what do we want to do? Probably want to have these on the same belt as far as possible. I think something along these lines. Then we have this here, and let's just continue with the idea that we're gonna have them here. Then we do this, and we need 2 crucibles and 2 grinders. We might need 1 more space, won't we? Oh, we actually need 2 more spaces. Because what I was thinking is that if we could do this, then we could feed directly like this. But then we need this to be back 1 more, which is fine. Needs more gears. I mean, this is still okay. So we could do this, and then take the sand up here. This would be okay. But then we can't store the clay. And it also gets difficult to get the wood that we need in here. Difficult, not impossible, but I don't know. I think I want to do something different. That's what I'm getting at. I think we are gonna need something like this. So let's take this. Can't just do that. Yeah, okay. Can't do this, and then we can feed that in here, and we can turn this. We can move this here. That way we can have a box here. Don't need this and this and this and this and this. Although I guess we could move it 1 to the left. Just to, yeah, let's just do that. Let's see, that is T. and then we'll do that there. We can move this one. We can turn it that way. So we go there, and we have the box on this side, and then we just take the sand up there, and then we just need some wood to get in here. So how do we do that? How do we get wood in here? We need 2 spaces in order to have a purchasing portal. Let's go get our portal stone. Inventory full. We don't need this much iron. So we'll get the purchasing portal. And then we can go in like this. That might be the most compact. Now question is, how do we get this out from here? Guess we're gonna have to do this. There's a little leftover space, but that's not too shabby. We have 1 lock here, and we can set this to purchase more locks. Let's see if that doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Yeah, so this also does allow us to move this iron setup or expand it a little bit if we. So that is quite nice. This is producing charcoal powder, which goes in here for clay. Yeah, and clay's being produced, and then that is getting turned into bricks, and we're also storing it. And we need a box here for the leftover bricks. This gets set to target there. Glass is going, brick is going, and nails are going. Wonderful. I think that's it. I think that's good to go. Very nice. So a little bit of an overhaul down here. This is much more clean looking, I feel. There's some like empty wasted space. Maybe we could I think there is room possibly to expand to double the production if we need. Um, so maybe we'll do that, or maybe we'll have some empty space, or maybe we will move this or expand the iron or something like that. Anyways, that is that. Let me just get rid of some of my excess nails. Let's do that. Okay. We're gonna rid of this as well. Now, next up is the copper and bronze setups, which we're gonna build upstairs. I just want to check how our money situation is. We have like 55 silver in our coffers and 38 on me. I probably should have started researching this beforehand. But we'll do it now and we can talk a little bit. We can hopefully... we don't have enough to empty out this box. Maybe I'll put away some. Nope, already have enough iron as is. Let's throw some away then. Let's get our police. Let's get our police. And just a few more at that. Let's upgrade our inventory. And steel ingots might as well. Oh, that was the building tool. But we might as well upgrade that as well. The next one is transformation potions. Do we have that? We do. It is a lot of money, but I do feel like it's very helpful. Next up is bronze rivets and pocket watches, so we're quite away from that. But look at that amount of extra space in our inventory that we could just fill up with with junk, most likely. Okay, so copper and bronze. Let's look at what it takes to produce copper powder. We can use an ethanol to do iron, sand, and soap. Or we can grind copper ingots, but copper ingots is made from powder currently, so that makes no sense. There's also something called impure copper powder, and that is actually how we get our bronze ingots. So we get bronze ingots from this one, which is the same recipe, and we get copper ingots from this one. It's a 50-50 output from iron sand and soap powder, so what we need to do is do iron sand, and we need to do soap powder. Okay, let's start with setting up an ethanol so we can look at the ratios that we're looking for. We want a full belt of iron sand and a full belt of soap powder. Okay, and iron sand. How fast can we grind that? 8 in one of these. How fast do we produce? Whoops, let's see here. How is our day this time? A little bit less on the transformation potions. About the same in purchasing costs. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting less coal, I think. It's quite a lot of coal because we aren't using that much coal, I don't feel, but I guess we are for transformation potions. We are using some there, so maybe that's that. We're negative 13 silver. That's not so good, so we need to at least be doing quests every single day, otherwise we're gonna run out of money. And we'll also probably need to optimize some stuff. Let's get rid of this monstrosity here. And let's check out our new quest. Let's do this one. Just need a few more transformation potions. Maybe we have enough there. No, not quite. Let's just change that there. There we go. That should tide us over for now. Let's just throw our money in here. Back to the copper build. We wanted to look at iron. How much do we produce? We produce 20 per minute. Those are some awkward ratios. I'm assuming. So I mean, this would be 16 and then we would have 24. That's how much we could stack underneath underneath of 1. So we could do this. This would give us iron sand. We only produce 20 from 1, so we have too much grinders, but that's fine. This is going to be 20 then. Then we'll need 6 of these. One more here. And we need a bunch of steel gears for that. How many do we have? 62. Nice. That might be enough. We might also need to up our steel gear production. But if we do like this, then that should mean one belt of 60. Obviously we need to run some fuel. Yeah. Alternatively, I guess we would need 5 of these. They would have to do some sort of wall or something. So I think this is gonna be it for the iron sand. Then we need to get the iron in there somewhere. Question is, how far do these reach? So this can do that one. Can this one do that one? It can, and this one can do that one. Okay. What if it's one further or closer? One closer would be fine. And one closer again is also fine. What about the other ones then? Can this one reach the further one? It can, okay. So I don't think we can have it like this, no. So middle one for that one. Next, left one for the middle one. And then the right one for the back one. And then we need some purchasing portals. No money, of course. That should be the iron sand. Then we just need some soap powder. But that's only plants, as far as I remember. I guess we'll do the math, how many seeds we need later. There we go. Can we do one of these as well? I mean, we probably can. We don't have yeast. I mean, we do, but we don't have, we don't store it. And also, we don't have these yet. That's what we're building. But this one should be doable. This one should be doable. But we have some time, so that's also quite nice. Yeah. So let's put down our purchasing portals. That is all we need. This is a little bit wider than I would like. I don't like this gap, but I don't think there's anything we can really do about that. No, I don't think there is. So let's cut this. And whoa, no. Let's go back to the top floor. Whoops. Gotta remember that hole. So we could put it here. And I think we will. I think we will do that. This is a secondary coal setup just for the transformation potions. Yep. Okay. So let's get money. It's quite a lot of extra buffering. Let's just cut it for now. Because I don't think we have enough for the extra buffering. But it's the only place that makes sense to place it, really. We could put it down here, but then the rest of the copper setup is probably gonna be right here, so it would have to go far, and I don't think we need money actually after this. We'll see. Maybe it's not necessary. Anyways, what we do need is coal coke. And that doesn't have any supply issue. And then obviously we'll just fill this with iron. We could have saved our excess iron for this, but that's fine. Iron's not that expensive, so I think we will live. That should be filling up, and we can even help a little bit some of our excess. Alright, cool. Now, so this needs to go onto a Athanor. Together with soap powder. So let's get some soap powder going. Let's first of all, let's find our soap production. It's this one. If I remember correctly, this ratio is off. We're doing 120 flax into 6,000 linseed. This needs 8,000. And we need 3 of these to do the 120 full belt. So we need 24,000. So we need 4 nurseries. And then we need 3 belts of plant ash. Which this is the right amount. So we need 3 nurseries of sage and 4 nurseries of flaxseed. Okay. Let's get some seats. And ooh, if we have the money, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We did. Great. And we can put in our excess. Ooh, okay, we do have some stuff in here. 25-ish gold. That's okay. So we'll need 3 nurseries. With sage, and it just needs to be crucibled. Right, it doesn't need to be ground or anything afterwards. Nope, it does not. Maybe we wanna do it this way. And crucibles. This will go here, and then we will have this going out from here. 3 belts. And let's see if we can't do some sort of stacking thing here. By getting, oops. I don't know, maybe I should add some sort of guardrails there. Do you think that would be, do you think that would keep me from falling down all the time? Anyways. So we need needs to be higher, it seems. No, we can do this. Maybe we can even do something else. Okay, how is our profit today? It is good. It's good with the Jupiter. That's really what puts us over, but also just the quest, of course. But still, even without the Jupiter and the quest, we would still be 10 silver in profit, so that's really good. I have a different idea. We can probably use the big one, can't we? Yeah, we can. Cool, let's get rid of this and this, and then there we go. Let's put in a nursery now. So if we feed the fertilizer from this side, then we take the flax out from this side, and we only need 2 extractors per. Then we can bring the stuff forward like this and join it. Okay, cool. Of course, one thing I completely forgot about, which would make this possible to do even more compact, is what I mentioned earlier, these stackable crucibles. If we had stackable crucibles, we could just put anything directly on top of this one. They're slightly longer, so it would get further in this direction, but it wouldn't have to get so tall. So we would save a little bit. But in this direction, I actually think this is the better call because the stackable crucibles don't. Hmm. Or maybe not, because we do need the athanors, so we do need an extra furnace now that we can't have athanors on top of here. Anywho, not that important. Let's get to the blenders. And we're gonna need... Actually, we can't do that. Well, we can, but not the middle ones here. That's too high. Do want to get this up here somehow. I think pulling it in this direction is gonna be... Next then we do this and this. And that. I mean, what I really wanted to do was put them here. Can try do that. Let's see here. So if we take this here, here, and here, and then we take our pipes, and then we need to take this stuff up here, take them like this, and then pipe them around or conveyor them around. That should be soap. Okay. Now, this is one full belt of soap, and we need to put that into the athanor together with our iron sand. Let's put this in the middle, shall we? Actually, we ran out of stone. That's interesting. This would be the middle. We can't have it here because then we can't get our iron sand out. Or maybe actually we can. It's just I would like to feed it onto that there. Then we get our athanor. think we want it. We sort of want it here. That way we can do this with our iron sand. But then we can't get our soap in. And the soap also needs to be blended first. So we need to move back this entire thing. At least, oh no. Oh no! Yeah. So we forgot about the, or I forgot about the pipes. See, we just reconnect it here. It should still be connected, and then we can, without letting go of shift, we can pull up, get our pipes with us, and then we can cut it. So I think this needs 2 spaces. I think that's it. It might be more. It might be more. So how much does a grinder do? Just a regular old grinder. It's half of this. So it's probably 20, right? I wonder if we can't do 3 enhanced grinders. Put them here. Not there. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let's just do regular grinders. I think that should be sufficient. Maybe we should get some. We do have some fertilizer. Let's just drop in a piece of fertilizer on everything so we can see how stuff moves around. If we're missing something, we are missing something. We're missing the heat. We have the linseed oil. And we get, this does 20. Cool, so we actually only need 2 for each. Can we then somehow compact it? Also, does it matter? It might honestly matter a little bit, because if we can keep this entire square untouched, we might be able to fit something in here. So how do we compact it? I would love to be able to do this. Maybe we can, I wouldn't say definitely. Could, no, what if we stack them like this? I mean, it's probably somewhat a little bit uh wasteful. Then we take this out here. No, because we can't get it away. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Do we have room for an enhanced grinder somewhere? Well, we could do this. And then run it back over itself. Could do this. And then run this back here. Gather it all. This would work, I think. It's not pretty at all or anything. It's quite spaghetti-y, but I think that should work without expanding it one more tile. And then we get our two products out here. One here, and we can take that into a processor to make copper bearings. We probably need to store it though, so we can take it out just the one tile. That should make us our copper, or one or the other. I'm not sure which is which. And then we can take the other one out and over this down here. And we'll also need a box and a processor. Okay, how was that day? We need to figure out why this is selling less. Are we not producing enough? I think we are, but let's just check it out real quick. Much better expenses though this day. Very nice. I will have a box here as well for the bronze rivets. Copper bearing, 10 to 20, 10 to 30. So this one is gonna fill up quicker, but we'll see. Maybe we can also tweak things a little bit. I think this is probably too small of a box, but we can start with this. Cool. And then we just need the fertilizer. It should come in here. Alright, so let's get our fertilizer up here as well. Whoops, this one was wrong. I prefer it when the edges are along the belt, but it doesn't actually matter. I just yeah, I like it better a little bit. Gotta restock on supplies soon, but this should be the setup that we need. Let's get the iron flowing. Let's get we can, yeah, the money build doesn't go any further than this, so let's get the money flowing. We get iron in here. We got our fertilizer flowing. It's gonna be nice having, also with regards to the Jupiter, it's gonna be nice having something that can take some of that, so we'll get more continuous production. This is flowing right here. This is flowing right here. And we have our soap powder being produced. I say I don't quite love the look of this, so I'm just gonna do this instead. I think that's a little cleaner. We're waiting on the iron sand. Oh no. Oh no, I accidentally got so much iron. Whoops. Okay, so that's it's a waste of money. Let's take out this one. purchasing portal for now. We can use this box. Just gotta remember to replace it at some point. Anyways, the iron sand is still not flowing. Because we need to drag it here, I think. That should, yes, make us our copper powder and our impure copper powder. As I said, it's a 50-50. Oh, we forgot something. We forgot something. Stop. How do we, I think here. We're missing a step. Obviously, we need to run these through a crucible. That is quite annoying, actually. Quite annoying. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. How are we gonna get the... Well, let's first grab some stone. Let's also grab some wood while we're at it. Also, let's see, we do have plenty of transformation potions, so I'm not sure why it's selling less. Not quite sure. Let's also throw a Jupiter on there. How is quests looking? 1 day, 2 day, 1 day, 2 day. This might be, we don't have turquoise, can't do that. This one you should be able to do. Just gotta remember to do them this day or the next. Okay. Let's see what we're doing. We needed one more here. And I think we can get the... It's gonna be quite annoying. But we can take this out, and this out, and this out. Run this here. Some of that. Or something like this. Pretty sure. Yep, there's something in there at least. And then we can take our belt like that. One more here, there. Get rid of the soap powder. Then we can take this one. It should be getting coke, and it is. And then we can take our crucibles directly. We can take this up here. That one can go there, that one can go there. I think I want to do it this way. Because then I can have this here. I can have the box. I can even use a bigger box. Oh, not entirely, I can't. What if I use a big box here as a buffer instead? What did we get here? We got copper ingots, 4 copper bearings, and we can feed those in there. Of course, we won't have any copper ingots until we produce, but I don't think we need copper ingots for that much. No, currently it's just for bearings. There might be some machines. But nothing we have unlocked yet. Not sure if the blender needs it. I know the stackable crucible needs rivets. I'm not sure if it needs the ingot. But this one over here should be fine. We can just take this one out, place a new one for rivets. Of course, let's dump this in here. That should do rivets. And we got rivets as well. Neat. Neat. I mean, it's not the smallest footprint setup for sure. It's quite big and bulky, but there's really not much you can do about it because it just takes a lot of ingredients. Obviously, we could with the stackable crucibles, and we might. So maybe we should consider that. With the stackable crucibles, we can take the Athanor and put it on top of this crucible, on these crucibles, right? That saves us a bit of space. And it might even save us, or it would save us a furnace. Fuel consumption would be the same. And there is, at this point, no actual need for it, so maybe we will leave it alone anyways, but that is a way you could probably create some sort of setup that was a tiny bit smaller using the stackable crucibles, but I'm not too bothered. I got it within the almost within the footprint. We could also take just and move this to the end here if we need this space here. So we'll see. We might end up doing that. And as for transporting the rivets and the bearings, I think we should take a look at something that we haven't yet. That is this cannon. Let's just grab a little bit more money. This is actually also quite interesting. We might play around with this at a later date. And this one might also, it could also probably help us in some way at some point. Let's unlock the stackable crucible while we're at it. And put the rest of our money away, and we'll get rid of that one as well. Let's see, how is quests? It's still 1 day, so that's fine. It's just the day ends just in a second, so. But let's take a look at these cannons. We haven't been using them yet because I didn't want to or didn't feel like it. But what we can do with them is actually quite neat. I think this might be too far, but let's see how big of an arc. Yeah, it is too far. How about here? That's fine, okay. So yeah, what it does is it shoots, obviously it's a cannon, but it shoots into these receivers across longer distances, and it avoids all of this spaghetti belting. So we might like undo some of these spaghetti belts at some point. For now, I think it's probably gonna be fine, but at least for this setup, it just first of all, I thought I'd showcase it, and secondly, so far away, and we have to build very long conveyors, and I didn't really feel like doing that. Now it's back up again, the transformation potion. I'm not entirely sure what is causing the demand to fluctuate. It seems primarily to be demand that's fluctuating. I'm not entirely sure why. Uh, Huge expenses, but that's mainly in iron, so that should be gone next time. Also, I wasted a bunch, so it should be even lower for a little while. Big upfront cost, but it will even out. Let's also get a cannon over here. One cool thing about cannons is it can also like just shoot through stuff in some capacity. Let's see. I want to get one here, but realistically we can't have it shoot that far. So we think we'll put it there and see if we can't get it to reach. Can. And then we can use the catapult to go the rest of the way. We have used catapults, so the shooting isn't entirely new, but what the cannon can do is it can do any direction. Catapults is just straightforward, but cannons are longer distance and any direction, so they're very useful, especially for stuff like this, where otherwise we'd have to go around and up and or under or through or whatever. We could have probably gone through here and came out somewhere along here if we wanted to, if we had thought it into the design, because this is basically just a block, big block of wood. Um, but yeah, let's get these things downstairs. Let's get these things downstairs. We're probably gonna wanna do... Oh, and we're out of rope. Okay. So where is our rope coming from? Is it downstairs? Are we producing rope anywhere? We might not be. Might just be storing it here for the pulleys. Anyways, we got stocked up, so that's fine. Okay, we got bearings and we got the other stuff. Let's get a shopping stand here. Actually, let's move it over once. That's odd. Anyways. This is gonna be fine, I think. Let's get... We probably should automate this area over here. But now at least we get copper bearings and we get bronze rivets to sell as well. We don't have any money. We do have more quests though. Let's see which ones we can We can do this one. We can do this one. And then let's stack up on stuff. Take some bricks. We need pulleys, linen, soap, pulleys, vitality potions. So with pulleys, we need to stock up on some again. Vitality potions is here. And we need linen, which is here. Do we have a box for linen? I don't think so. Let's throw one down there as well. And then we had soap. We do have a box for soap. Okay. So that just needs to fill up a little bit. And we are on our last day of the episode. It did take a little bit longer than I had expected with this setup, but now we got it running. And that's really neat, and we can move on to other stuffs, and we have the ability to use this stackable crucible, which should allow us to compact some things. I'm not entirely sure what we want to focus on next. There's really two options. We have the Saturn, and we have the growth potion and black powder. Saturn is a lot of money. It is also good experience. Growth potion would allow us to make this fertilizer setup obsolete. And to get us into the next whatchamacallit, the next level. Black powder is the next tier of fuel. I think let's go with Saturn first next time. And we can get started a little bit. We can create a new floor. We are gonna need a lot more space than this little corner here. So let's do that. Let's make a new floor. Let's do these quests. Make a new floor. Get ready for the next episode, which is gonna be Saturn production. And we'll see how much time we have left after we get all of these pulleys. It is quite a few pulleys, to be honest. We only do 30 per minute. Let's take this out. Move it down here. I think that's the only way we're going to be able to do these quests is if we go through our backlog. And that's just going to be how it is. We only do 20 per minute even because we only do 20 per minute rope. We are obviously gonna have to move this setup at some point. And currently we are trashing wood up here. Actually not that much. That's interesting. Is it because this isn't running? No, I hadn't actually thought about that. If this backfills, this will backfill. And then the wood, extra wood that we're pouring in here is still not going to be enough. And we can actually see there being some stuttering on the pulleys here. So now it's two systems that needs to be in like continuous operation in order for the Saturn to be Jupiter, sorry, for the Jupiter to be fully operational. I mean, luckily, it's not that big of a deal when we get Saturn's next episode. Saturn's just gonna, it's gonna cost a lot to operate, but it's also gonna produce a lot of money. And with regards to experience, it's gonna outshine the Jupiter, so the Jupiter is really just a sink of wood for our fertilizer and our transformation potions. So I think I'm okay with that. I think I am okay with that. Let's see if we get enough pulleys to do our quests. What's this? Oh, we can't reach. No, because they can't go behind. Okay, okay. I mean, it's not okay. It's not good, but can move it, obviously. There we go. Now that should be fully accessible. And of course, Jupiter's aren't. So maybe we should actually move this one tile. So that should allow them to go back here, where I think we'll just place the... Maybe we should place the Jupiter... If we place it here, can they get it then? We can just put a cannon down. Took it too close, okay. What if we put it here? Okay. What if we put it there? There we go. Okay, that should fix that issue. It seems like we need to up our steel production. What I was coming for were these pulleys. We don't have a lot. This isn't going to be possible, so that's fine. This one is for tomorrow, so we can wait with that. This one is for 2 days, we can also wait with that. So we just need to get this one. And we'll produce 40 more. Okay, we got it there. Cool. Sweet. Yeah, so 1 day for this. We'll see how much we'll end up producing, but we don't have yeast, so that's it's not gonna matter. What are we actually using yeast for? Is that only... That's quicklime. It's not soap. What is yeast used for? Since we're not producing it. It's used for the gloom spores. So it's up here. We're making the yeast here. 30 and it takes 30, yep. So we would have to double this setup to produce yeast for the occasional quests. Not too bothered by that. Not too bothered by that. But we got our bronze rivets. Now we didn't even get to build the next floor or anything. So that's just gonna have to be in the next episode. Because that is all that we're gonna make for this day, it seems. We have some money in the bank. We have some money on us. A decent amount of buffer, actually. 130 silver at this point. That's gonna come real handy for next time when we do the Saturn, because Saturn is going to use salt and a lot of it. And each salt rock is 7 silver. So it's going to be really expensive for startup. Of course, we're going to use gridlocks and try and reduce the startup cost as much as possible. But in general, it uses a lot of money, but it also sells. Obviously, we haven't unlocked it, so we can't see, but it sells for a lot as well. There we can see 150 silver. So yeah, it's gonna make us a lot of money, but it's also gonna cost us a lot of money to produce. So it's just nice that we have a little bit of a backlog of money. And it's very nice that we got this up and running automatically. And we got the copper bearings, we've got the bronze rivets, and that is the day here. Let's look at the expenses just before we end. We had a lot of expenses the day before because of the initial iron cost, but hopefully that is, yeah, well reduced. It was like 60k, so I think that is good. And we, even without the quest rewards, we have like 20 something silver in profit, which is really really okay, really decent. That's just gonna keep compounding, and obviously it's also gonna keep growing once we add more stuff. One thing we can also do to make some money is produce some more bandages with the dispatch portal, which we haven't really looked much into yet, but that will come. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Uh, this was copper and a little bit of sand and everything. I'm gonna stop repeating myself and I'm just gonna say, can we just have one last turn? See you around.